Good evening. I'm Deborah Hoover, Chair of the Department of Nursing Education here at Wallace State Community College, and it is my honor to preside over this pinning ceremony for the May 2014 Associate Degree Nursing class. The faculty and staff of Wallace State join with the graduates in expressing appreciation for your attendance tonight at this very, very special celebration. This ceremony will include 3 parts. First, faculty will pin the graduate with a nursing pin that can be worn in the future with a uniform or a lab coat. Second, graduates will accept the light of the flame from faculty in the tradition of Florence Nightingale as their lamp is lit. And third, each graduate will pledge a vow to practice their profession faithfully. These graduates have chosen a healthcare field that is challenging, but one that can make a difference in another human being's life for years to come. They will have an opportunity to earn a living for their families and also impact their world. As a gift to the graduates, as you leave, the Gideon Society will offer you a copy of the Holy Scriptures, and I actually use that as the textbook of life for me. My habit is to read Proverbs that corresponds to the date of the month. In Proverbs 8, which is today, the topic is wisdom, and it reads, "For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things one may desire cannot compare with her." Wisdom is a worthy goal, and many experiences in a nurse's profession will give them opportunities to develop that trait. In Fairy Tale Land Hospital a few weeks ago, a family member who was also a nurse was walking the halls as the broken-hearted grandmother contemplating the delivery of her grandson who had died in utero at 17 weeks gestation. She had been prepared by her fellow colleagues of the difficulty of this labor and delivery process for her daughter and son-in-law. She knew that a large factor in the quality of their experience would be determined by a nurse who would guide them through this process. She was so grateful to meet a nursing professional that day who acknowledged their pain and walked them through that defining moment of their family's life in a very caring fashion. That maternal child nurse demonstrated much wisdom that day. Nursing is more than a job. It is a calling. In considering this particular class, these students were admitted at a time the School of Nursing was preparing for a major accreditation visit from the National League for Nursing Accrediting Commission. Several of these students, actually in this class, met with the site visitors and discussed their experiences at Wallace State Community College. The flawless accreditation report that resulted from that site visit ensured that the Associate Degree Nursing program would receive continuing accreditation through 2020. Sounds like a long way away, doesn't it? This class also led the transition to the new building as the Department of Nursing Education moved all of its operations this semester to the School of Nursing and Center for Science facility. They graciously served as guides and hosts for the open house on March the 18th. And they have actually seen a number of changes in our school throughout their experience at Wallace. These students were the first to experience the new SIM Center. They have helped welcome our new deli and coffee shop in the new facility, as well as breaking in our study rooms by actually writing on the wall, which is really supposed to be encouraged, and that's the way our study rooms are designed. This last semester for them has been filled with challenging weather conditions, including snow, ice, and tornado warnings. Their class held a tornado disaster simulation on April the 25th in the new SIM Center just before the area tornado outbreak hit on April the 28th. They have not had a boring journey through nursing school. I don't think any of them would say that they are bored. Unless, am I wrong about that? Are y'all, is that a pretty true statement, group? Yes. Tonight, there are numerous faculty and friends present in this theater who have enabled these graduates to dream of this night and see it become a reality. Would all of the graduates now please stand and take an opportunity to thank all of your support systems who have assisted you in reaching this moment by giving them a round of applause. Thank you. It has been the nursing faculty's honor to partner with these students in a time that has been, we have had some of the most unique achievements in Wallace State's history. The faculty and staff and audience would now like to take an opportunity to applaud the contributions that your class has made to Wallace and join with you in this celebration. Faculty, staff, and audience, would you please stand and give these graduates a hand? I would like to now welcome Dr. Vicki Halsey-Karlowicz to the podium for greetings and remarks. Dr. Karlowicz has been president of Wallace State Community College since 2003 and has been instrumental in helping the Department of Nursing Education as we strive for excellence in all endeavors. She has been responsible for acquiring technology such as Tegrity, which many of the students have enjoyed, high-fidelity simulators in the past years, and Dr. Karlowicz has worked tirelessly to bring to life the new School of Nursing and Center for Science building that was completed this spring. Certainly the list could go on and on. Dr. Karlowicz has a special interest in the nursing profession and currently serves as a member of the Alabama Board of Nursing. That would be important for you graduates to remember that. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome Dr. Vicki Karlowicz.
Thank you, Ms. Hoover. She did limit my remarks to only 45 minutes. Not really. Not really. To all of you family members, friends, relatives, thank you for being here tonight and welcome to Wallace State Community College for one of the most beautiful ceremonies that you will ever witness, and that is the pinning of a new nursing graduate. It's a very sacred experience to welcome new graduates into the nursing profession, and it's absolutely one of my favorite ceremonies that we have at a college. Someone in the audience is saying, thank you. No more bologna sandwiches, no more peanut butter or crackers for dinner. They can finally be yours again after they study for the NCLEX exam. You may not know it, but we are very proud of the fact that we have an outstanding nursing program. And I want to congratulate our faculty for bringing the nurses here for this night. You may not know it, I'm sure you do, but there are 16 universities in the state of Alabama that have baccalaureate nursing programs. Those baccalaureate graduates spend 4 years, compared to the 2 years our students do, to take the same exam. And our students perform better than 14 of those universities. 14 of them. And I could name them, but I'll be nice tonight and just brag a little bit. Graduates, I want to congratulate you, all of you. You've been a wonderful class. You've worked hard and excelled, and it's been a pleasure to keep up with you on Facebook and other avenues that I have of knowing about what you're doing and some of the struggles that you have. So tonight I want to just leave you with a prayer of St. Francis that to me speaks to what you do in your compassionate moments as a nurse, because it is a calling to be a nurse, but it's a higher calling to be a compassionate nurse. So the prayer of St. Francis says, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. God bless each of you as you journey to the next phase of your life. Congratulations.
I would like to also introduce some very special administrative support staff that we have at Wallace State. I'd now like to recognize Dean Lisa German. Would you please stand? Dean German is the Dean of Health Sciences. She has been an advocate for you almost daily to try to secure the things that you need and support our program. And I would like for you to give her a round of applause. And I would now like to recognize Dean Johnny McMoy. Please stand, Dean McMoy. As the college dean, Dean McMoy has been a fabulous supporter of the Department of Nursing Education and spent quite a number of hours poring over our accreditation work to make sure that it met every standard that was required. So if you would give Dean McMoy a round of applause. Thank you. Now Georgia Myricks, who serves as the class secretary-treasurer, and Allison Porch, who is the class representative, will introduce the Department of Nursing Education faculty and staff.
Please hold all applause until all faculty are introduced. Miss Janet Brown, Pediatric Theory and Pediatric Clinicals. Miss Laura Chapman, Role Transition Theory, A&S Faculty Representative, OB and Med-Surg Clinicals, and Miss Chapman cannot be with us tonight. Dr. Jacqueline Horton, Fundamental Theory and Lab, Med-Surg and Fundamental Clinicals. Dr. Donna Lee, Advanced Med-Surg Theory, Critical Care Clinicals. Dr. Darlene McCombs, Fundamental Lab, Med-Surg and Fundamental Clinicals. Ms. Shay Mobley, Level 1 Coordinator, Maternal Child Theory, Med-Surg Theory, OB, Med-Surg and Fundamental Clinicals, Class Officer Faculty Representative. Dr. Brenda Pruitt, Level 2 Coordinator, Career Mobility, Med-Surg Theory, OB and Critical Care Clinicals. Ms. Katie Roper, Health Assessment, Advanced Med-Surg Theory, Critical Care Clinicals. Ms. Tara Richard, Fundamental Lab and Theory and Clinicals and Med-Surg Clinicals. Ms. Alicia Sandridge, Adult Nursing Theory and Lab, OB Clinicals. Ms. Karen Walton, Basic Pharmacology Theory and Lab, Med-Surg Clinicals. Dr. Diane Wilhite, Adult Nursing Theory and Lab, Med-Surg and Fundamental Clinicals. Ms. Ann Culpepper, Coordinator of Clinical Learning. Thank you.
Please welcome Shay Mobley, faculty member, who will introduce the class officers tonight.
First, I would like to recognize all the hard work that our August class officers have done in preparing the stage as well as the reception. We had recruited extra help, and they've done exceptionally well in trying to make this an enjoyable night for all the students and the officers on stage, and I wanted to thank them for their time and effort. When I call your name, will you please stand? I would first like to recognize our class representatives, Caitlin Forrester and Allison Porch. Yeah, I'm good. I would also like to recognize our Secretary and Treasurer, Ms. Georgia Myritz. I would also like to especially thank Georgia. She initially was not in the role and assumed the role a couple of semesters later, but quickly got caught up and right into the thick of things. Our Vice President, Elena Mayfield, and our Class President, Elizabeth Doolin. Also present on stage are our officers for the Association of Nursing Students. We have our Treasurer, Ms. Natalie Knox, and our Secretary, Ms. Mallory Hodges, present. It has also been a pleasure for the Association of Nursing Student Officers and these class officers to work together cohesively. It's been a very enjoyable experience, and I want to congratulate them on a lot of hard work. Well done.
Now we'd like to welcome the president of the ADN class of May 2014, Elizabeth Doolin, to the podium.
Okay. I've waited to the last minute. I've been thinking forever, what to say. I'm a last minute kind of person, though. Maybe a tad late every now and then. But I've gotten better. You can ask Dr. Horton. She might have been the first one that caught on to that. I accidentally stepped into the wrong class on the very first day of school, of my nursing adventure. I want to start today by saying thank you very much to everybody for being here to celebrate this special moment with us. It's been a wild ride, right guys? Wow. I would like to thank Dr. Karlowitz and Dean German and Dean McMoy very much for all that you've done for Wallace State and the nursing facility. I'm sure you're very proud of. I'm very proud of it myself, and to have had the privilege to be a part of it, even if it was just one semester. It is amazing. And I speak for the class, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's phenomenal. I would say I wish that I could enjoy it some more, but I'm really glad to be here and graduating. really glad. And then the other guys will have a great time enjoying it. So anyway, also to Miss Hoover and Miss Culpepper and Miss Mobley, faculty and staff. We all appreciate y'all very much. More than you know. I know at times you probably questioned that because it's such a hectic ride, but y'all have been there, and so you know everything that we've been through, and we appreciate your patience and your hard work and just going over and beyond your call of duty as an instructor to us and really investing your time with our success. It's an amazing school. It's really impressed me. Okay, so next to our family and friends who have seen us through this journey. It's been wild, and we appreciate everything that you've done for us and been there with us, waited on us. I know that we haven't been there to do everything that we've normally do. We
appreciate too your patience and your encouragement. If it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. Our dream wouldn't be come true. And the fact that we've gotten here and accomplished it is great. So last but not least, my fellow classmates, thank you so much for letting me serve you. I know I didn't do a whole lot. I tried. It was hard. But anyway, I've gotten to know each of you, and y'all are an amazing group of people, nurses now. And I'm gonna miss y'all. I know, you're the people that I want. If I have to go to the hospital, I'd be the one that says, are they a Wallace State nurse? Because if they're not, could you find one for me? Because I trust you guys. I know you've been taught just like I have, and this program is hard. It's hard, it's not a lie, it's true. I came into it thinking, hey, I've been through college before, this'll be easy. It's 2 years, not 4. Wrong. Wrong, it was hard. It was hard, and so I admire each one of you. Every one of you is an inspiration. We've all been through our adversities. Some of us a little more than others, but your perseverance and resiliency that you've shown has really shown your character through all of it. And that's what's going to make every one of us a great nurse. So, y'all did it. Congratulations, guys. Roll Tide. There you go.
We appreciate you, Elizabeth. We're glad you're here. Actually, I was looking for you a little bit. Where did she go? She has been a big encouragement to the faculty, and sometimes we need to hear that as well as the students, so we do appreciate that. Now it is time for the graduates. Will you please prepare to be pinned as I call your names? Caitlin Allison. Destiny Powell. Chrissy Lands. Hannah Maxfield. Brandy Blanton. Ariel Howell. Amanda Smith. Renee Sutton. Tammy Hudson Trussell. Ashlyn Talbert. Christine Cleveland. Shelby Bennett. Katrina Cole. Kimberly Trentham. Amanda Headley. Malia Talley. Rebecca Westbrook. Nicholas Poe. D.K. Walker. Alex Bruce. Julie Bailey. Elizabeth Wimberly. Jill Musgrove. Vicki Swan. Jessica Evans. Felicia Harbison. Krista Floyd. Catherine Burke. Tiffany Bradford. Kathleen Ann Buford. Norma Mills. Natalie Knox. Mallory Hodges. Elena Mayfield. Allison Porch. Caitlin Forrester. Georgia Myrick. And last but not least, I think I know this one, Elizabeth Doolan. It is my honor.
Go Pooh Bear! Woo! Go Bear!
Please welcome Dr. Donna Lee to the podium to present the tradition of the lamp.
Good evening. Tonight's ceremony represents many months of sacrifice, dedication, and endurance by the new graduates who are being welcomed into the nursing profession. It is both an honor and a privilege to participate in this celebration with my colleagues, students, their families, and loved ones. I would like to share with you tonight the traditions behind the lamp lighting ceremony. The practice of lamp lighting began in the 1860s at the Nightingale School of Nursing in London, England. Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing, established the school after returning from her service to the British soldiers injured in the Crimean War. Miss Nightingale and her fellow nurses encountered horrific conditions when they arrived in the Turkish war zone. The barracks that housed the injured soldiers were filthy, rat-infested shacks with inadequate ventilation and sewage. The nurses' efforts were also hindered by the lack of basic supplies such as soap, bandages, and food. The conditions in the barracks were so rough that Miss Nightingale was the only female allowed on the ward after 8 p.m. in the evening. The soldiers came to associate the light from Miss Nightingale's lamp with caring, compassionate, a professional who came into the darkness to alleviate their pain and suffering. The lamp lighting tradition serves as a bridge from nursing's past to nursing's future, which will be formed by the young professionals we honor tonight. This portion of the ceremony is a symbolic representation of the passing on of the nursing traditions of caring and compassion. The lighting of each lamp signals the transition from student to member of the nursing profession. Graduates, please take your positions for the candle lighting ceremony.
I pledge myself here before my God and in the presence of this assembly to practice my profession with integrity. I will endeavor to maintain and elevate the standard of nursing, both as an art and a science. I wholeheartedly recognize the importance of high standards of care and personable accountability. I devote myself to the healing, protection, and welfare of those committed to my care. I accept a duty to work for the improvement of health in the communities in which I live and work. I will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping, and will respect the privacy of medical information. I will act with compassion in ethical matters. I will not knowingly administer or consume any harmful substance. I commit to interdisciplinary collaboration and lifelong learning. I fully acknowledge the seriousness of the responsibility that I accept in my calling, and the significance of this pledge that I take today. Graduates, please extinguish your flame.
Go Pooh Bear!
As the graduates are returning to their seats, I would like to introduce two new people that these graduates do not know as well, and they didn't really want to be recognized, but Ms. Jennifer Dunkel, who is my new administrative assistant, and Mary Mettendorf, who is a new faculty member and is the coordinator of our simulation center. I want you to give them a round of applause because you don't know it, but they've been working. They really didn't want us to say anything, but that's all right. That's, I get an opportunity, and those people have been very valuable to you behind the scenes, if you don't realize that. Each graduate who has been pinned has accomplished an amazing goal tonight. I also have an opportunity to recognize some special members of this class for their accomplishments and special awards. During the Honors and Awards Night at Wallace on April the 30th, numerous nursing students were given recognition. Recipients of Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges were recognized. The following criteria were considered for this honor: scholastic excellence with a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or higher, participation in professional organizations related to the field of study, general citizenship, leadership, and service to the school and community. Also, awards and honors received for excellence in their chosen field of study, as well as instructor evaluations. Who's Who winners, please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all of these Who's Who recipients are identified. Julie Bailey, Catherine Burr, Elizabeth Doolin, Mallory Hodges, Natalie Knox. Thank you. You may be seated. The mission of the Wallace State Association of Nursing Students is to provide an opportunity for nursing students to participate in a pre-professional organization. The ANS, in keeping with the departmental mission statement, promotes the ethics and standards of the nursing profession, encourages scholarship and intellectual achievement, and aids in the development of valuable leadership skills. On awards night, the Association of Nursing Students Leadership Award was presented to Stephanie Casey, who has served as the ANS president. I'm going to ask all the active members of the ANS to please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Julie Bailey, Kathleen Buford, Stephanie Casey, president, Elizabeth Doolin, Mallory Hodges, ANS secretary, Natalie Knox, ANS treasurer, Amanda Smith, Vicki Swan, Tammy Hudson Trussell, Elizabeth York. The Nightingale Award is a unique recognition which is selected by the nursing faculty and given during the pinning ceremony for the nursing graduates. The inscription on the plaque reads, "Given in recognition of your commitment to excellence in scholarship and dedication to compassion and exemplary patient care." Now, the students didn't really know about this one. This award was not given at honors night. This is saved for pinning. And the faculty have nominated the following individuals for consideration for this outstanding recognition. So I'm going to call the names of each of the nominees because you should be very proud to be included in this group. The nominees for the Nightingale Award include the following. Please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Caitlin Forrester, Mallory Hodges, Natalie Knox, Georgia Myricks, Allison Porch, Rebecca Westbrook. Give them a round of applause. You may be seated. Now, when I call the Nightingale winners, would you please come forward as I call your name? The first winner has clinical evaluations that read, she has good clinical skills, good rapport with others, and gives thorough, consistent care. Another faculty member writes, she is professional, organized, and has the appropriate amount of confidence needed at her level. She handles herself under pressure. I can see her work anywhere in the field. And then another faculty member commented that she is a standout student, although she is very quiet. Would Caitlin Forrester please come forward? The next winner has reported from her second semester of clinical evaluations, great student, professional, will make an excellent nurse, very caring and attentive. Another faculty member reports later, she always seemed very excited to be in clinical and has a great attitude. Her documentation is very thorough. Another faculty notes, excellent student with superior work ethic, organized, compassionate, and works well with others. She has also served as a leader as a class representative. Would Allison Porch please come forward? last Nightingale winner has had the following comments written on her clinical evaluations. She has exceptional critical thinking skill and a great understanding of the nursing process. She is very professional in her interactions with staff members as well as patients. She is thorough with all of her clinical paperwork. Another faculty writes, she has done an outstanding job. She's able to recognize difficult diagnoses and interacts well with all of her patients. On her final clinical evaluation, her faculty wrote, she has a positive attitude and excellent bedside manner. She consistently provides safe, effective nursing care and seeks assistance appropriately. She is a member of Phi Theta Kappa, was selected for Who's Who, and serves as the treasurer for the Association of Nursing Students. Would Natalie Knox please come forward?
y'all. Now, Ms. Culpepper said, since I'm retiring, that I can talk as long as I want to, so y'all just get comfortable. Now, I know y'all know that I'm real shy and that I don't talk a lot, so I'm just kidding, it won't be that long. This is sending forth. What does it mean to send forth? It means to enable to go. Through your dedication and education at Wallace State Community College, we can send you forth because you are enabled to go. As you know, I'll be retiring, so I was thinking back over the last 44 years of nursing, and I wanted to share with you what I believe are some of the most important attributes in nursing. It's not going to be that long, but it's a few of the most important ones. Of course, you must be educationally and clinically prepared to take care of patients, but that alone does not make you a nurse. The number one attribute is caring. Nurses have so many demands on them. They've got too many patients, too little help, too many medicines to give, that we start paying attention to all the details and we miss the story. It takes very little time to introduce yourself. So when you go into a room, introduce yourself. And if you're from Coleman like me, you can even say, where y'all from? Because they like that, and they'll tell you what part of the county they're from, and then, you know, you get a rapport with them. And if you're in my clinical, you know I did that. Healing is the spirit is as important as healing the body. If you can't cure, you can still care. If we don't get emotionally involved with our patients, it's time to change professions. Remember, patients are sick, and they're not at their best, so we should be at our best. The more unloving a patient acts, the more love they need. The best way to care is to treat every patient like you would want to be treated. You would want your family members to be treated, or your closest friends. And that will take care of it right there if you do that. I apologize if you've heard this story before, but it tells about caring more than I can. I heard it several years ago, and it made a real impression on me, and I've never forgotten it. It has become my go-to story when speaking publicly, and the story is from a book written by Tony Campolo called Who Switched the Price Tags? If you've never read that book, it's a real good read. I think the story summarizes the importance of having compassion or caring for others. The story's about a teacher, but the principle applies to nurses or to anyone for that matter. There was a 5th grade teacher named Miss Thompson. Every year when she met the new students, they would come in and she'd say, boys and girls, I have no favorites. Of course, she wasn't being completely truthful. Teachers do have favorites, and what's worse, they have students they just don't like. Teddy Stollard was a boy that Miss Thompson just didn't like. He just didn't seem interested in school. There was a blank expression on his face, and his eyes was focused far away. He didn't have a neat appearance, and when she spoke to Teddy, he answered her in monosyllables. His clothing was musty. He wasn't an attractive boy at all. Whenever she marked Teddy's papers, she got a certain perverse pleasure out of putting X's by all the wrong answers. And when she put the F's on the top of the paper, she did it with a flair. She should have known better. She had Teddy's records, and she knew more about him than she wanted to admit. The records read. Now, I got emotional during the candle lighting for some reason, because I know it's probably my last one to really be involved with, and so if I can't get through it, I'm sorry. 1st grade, Teddy shows promise with his work and attitude, but poor home situation. 2nd grade, Teddy could do better. Mother is seriously ill. He receives little help at home. 3rd grade, Teddy is a good boy, but too serious. He's a slow learner. His mother died this year. 4th grade, Teddy is very slow, but well behaved. His father shows no interest. Christmas came, and the boys and girls brought Miss Thompson presents, and they gathered around her desk while she opened them. Among the presents was one from Teddy Stollard, She was surprised that he brought her a gift, but he had. He wrapped it in plain brown paper and held it together with Scotch tape. And on the paper, he wrote, "For Miss Thompson, from Teddy." When she opened the present, Teddy's present, out fell a gaudy rhinestone bracelet with half the stones missing, and a bottle of cheap perfume. The other boys began to giggle and laugh. But Miss Thompson at least had enough sense to silence them by putting on the bracelet and putting on some of the perfume and saying, "Doesn't it smell lovely?" Taking their cues from their teacher, as children will, readily agreed. At the end of the day, when school was over and the other children had left, Teddy lingered behind. He slowly came over to her desk and said softly, "Miss Thompson, you smell just like my mother. And her bracelet looks real pretty on you too. I'm glad you like my presents." The next day, when the children came to school, they were welcomed by a new teacher, for Miss Thompson had become a better person. She was now a person committed to loving children and doing things for them that would live on long after her. She helped all the children, but especially Teddy Stollard. By the end of the school year, Teddy showed dramatic improvement and caught up with most of the students and was even ahead of some of them. After that year, she didn't hear from Teddy for a long time. Then she received a note that read, "Dear Miss Thompson, I wanted you to be the first to know. I'll be graduating second in my class. Love, Teddy Stollard." 4 years later, another note came. "Dear Miss Thompson, they told me I'll be graduating first in my class. I wanted you to be the first to know. The university has not been easy, but I liked it. Love, Teddy Stollard." And 4 years later, "Dear Miss Thompson, as of today, I am Theodore Stollard, MD. How about that? I wanted you to be the first to know. I'm getting married next month, and I want you to come and sit where my mother would have sat. You are the only family member I have now. Dad died last year. Love, Teddy Stollard." Miss Thompson went to that wedding and sat where Teddy's mother would have sat. She deserved to sit there. She had made a difference in Teddy's life that he could never forget. As nurses, you will have many opportunities to make a difference in people's lives. Don't ever get so busy or in such a hurry that you lose your caring and compassion for other people. I hope that I have been a Miss Thompson to some of you. Another important attribute is teamwork. Nursing is the hardest and easiest thing you'll ever do. Your job will be much easier if you value every employee that works at your facility, because without them, your job would be much harder. When we all work together, it makes for a better day. The nursing profession has no room for bullies nor whiners, so don't be one. Time flies whether or not we're having fun. And you'll be left with a lot of charting to do after you clock out. If you are a team player, then other nurses are going to assist you like you assist them. Nursing is about teamwork, not who can run the quickest code, who can chart the fastest, or who has the most knowledge. There is no I in team. Finally, the last attribute is to be patient with yourself. You've got this. Believe in yourself and don't doubt your abilities. It is all there. Give it time to sink in, but never become complacent. There's always something to learn, so take advantage of it. The best way to learn is to do it. It takes a lot of time to get into the swing of things and to really feel like a nurse. Give yourself at least a year before you make any decisions to change units. You want to be known as the expert on your unit, and you can only do that by staying with it. I wanted to read you what being a nurse means, written by a nurse, Melody Chinabert. Being a nurse, you will never be bored. You will always be frustrated. You will be surrounded by challenges, so much to do in so little time. You will carry immense responsibility and very little authority. You will step into people's lives and you will make a difference. Some will bless you, some will curse you. You will see people at their worst and at their best. You will never cease to be amazed at people's capacity for love, courage, and endurance. You will see life begin and end. You will experience resounding triumphs and devastating failures. You will cry a lot. You will laugh a lot. You will know what it is to be human and to be humane. And so I always like to end on a light note, so I have the top 5 list for nursing graduates. Number 5, as a new nurse, if they send you to the lab to get a fallopian tube, do not go. Number 4, your bladder can expand to the size of a Winnebago's water tank. Number 3, discussing bodily fluids over a gourmet meal seems perfectly normal to you. Number 2, you wash your hands before you use the bathroom. And number 1, this is real important here. Your families are extremely proud of you tonight. You can't imagine the sense of relief they are experiencing. This would be the most opportune time to ask for money. You are a bright, kind, considerate, funny, and only moderately argumentative group. And we will all miss you very much. Our blessings to each of you today and always.